So this is the Zcash Arborist call for March 19th, 2026. Our agenda, so we'll start with core stack updates. Zcash Foundation with Zebra, Zotl with Zcash D, core libraries, and Zale. Zingle Labs with Zano, and Paku with Zcash D deprecation. Then we'll do research and implementation updates with Kedit for ZSAs, Shielded Labs for network sustainability mechanism, Shielded Labs and Zotl with Crosslink, trailing finality layer, and Shielded Labs with dynamic fees, and then open announcements and discussion if there is any. What are Arborist calls? Biweekly calls where Zcash protocol contributors convene to discuss upgrade timelines and process, protocol R&D efforts, design and implementation of new protocol features, and identify blockers and unresolved issues. Purpose is to make core Zcash development accessible for a wider set of participants and provide more transparency for the community at large. Who can participate? Anyone interested in learning about Zcash protocol development can register at zcasharborist.org. If you want to suggest a topic for discussion or present an in-depth agenda item relevant to the Zcash protocol, email arboristcall@zfnd.org to request a slot. Other ways to get involved through Zcash community grants, Zcash R&D Discord, and the Zcash community forum, and these links are listed on the website. So let's start with core stack updates with Zcash Foundation and Zebra.
Thank you, Alex.
Yep, sound good.
Okay. I'll give the updates for Zebra. Since the last Arborist call, we released Zebra 4.2.0, mainly had extended RPC functionality and parity with Zcash D. Then we added some mempool policy, This is for transactions to get into the mempool. We added some policy which is the same that Zcash D used to have. Then we added some state requests that were requested by Zano, I think, the Single Apps people to do something in Zano. So that's including the release. The release also includes a bug fix for non-finalized state backups, which we discovered in the integration test that there was a bug there. So that was the release. Apart from that, we just fixed a bug in GetBlock subsidy that should have been included into the release, but we forgot to add it. So sorry about that. We fixed a block propagation error in RegTest, which was found also by the integration test. So fixed that. And in progress right now, we are integrating a test trigger, which is when the integration test repository, when Zebra push a commit to main, the integration test repository should run all the tests, and that's the same that's going to happen for Salad and Zano as well. So we have that pending, add that into Zebra, add that functionality. I think Salad already have it. And we are about to merge the zip to 213, which is shielded Coinbase, if I remember correctly. We have merged other PRs in the dependencies, and that's kind of ready to go. And then the Fly client and NSM, all PRs we had in Zebra have been bumped in the last week. So we have, I think, Marek working on the Fly client and Conrado, I think, in the NSM. So that has a bit of traction again. That's all I can remember.
Any questions for Alfredo? Paku.
Well, great work, team. About this, you mentioned that there was a fix in GetBlock subsidy that didn't make it to this last version. Are you folks going to cut a new version like 4.421 or something like that in the next 2 days? Or is it something that is not urgent and it will wait until the next?
That's a good question. I'm not sure. I don't know, to be honest. I think about it. But thank you for that.
And the shielded Coinbase, is that in main or included in 4.2?
No, we still have pending PRs that are not even in
Oh, okay,
main.
okay.
So yeah,
Oh, okay.
it's not there yet.
All right.
It's partially there, I think, because the full functionality was several PRs, and I think some of them are merged, but the full work's not there yet.
All right. Cool. Well, it's an incredible list of work. So congratulations for doing all of it. It's a lot of things.
Um, yeah, I mean, yeah, thanks.
Other questions for Alfredo? Great. Thanks, Alfredo. Up next, we have Zottle with Zcash core libraries, and Zale.
Well, looks like I'm probably the only one here again. So, significant things we've been working on in the past couple of weeks have been the integration testing repository. So, I think we now have fully set up integration testing for the whole Z3 stack with both with Zebra, Zale, and Zino that each get pulled in, built, and then exercised together using the RPC tests. And there's infrastructure set up so that the the various repositories, when pull requests are opened on those repositories, that they can trigger CI builds using the integration testing repository. So that's been one major focus of effort. The next major focus of effort has been on essentially NU7 specification and planning. There's been a lot of movement among the groups in the ecosystem to figure out what NU7 is going to be, and we've been doing a bunch of zip work on that and in coordination with other teams to try to figure out the shape of a sensible NU7. And then apart from that, Zale work is moving forward with Z Shield Coinbase, and the the other major thing there is there's a bunch of back-end work going in to support fully transparent transactions. That's something that Zcash Client Backend has not supported up until this point, but for Zcash D wallet replacement, we obviously need it, and so that's requiring a bunch of back-end work. I think those are the dominant things right now. There's a little bit of other wallet stuff on the side, but those are the main things.
Any questions for Chris? Great. Thank you, Chris. Up next, Zingo Labs
I
with
do.
Zeno.
Before we go on, I do have one request for others in the ecosystem, and that is, let me find the zip pull request. Uh, Pull 1206 in Zcash zips. I would greatly appreciate feedback and response on. So this is essentially a replacement for what was revision 1 of the unified address standard. Revision 1 was met originally with some some suggestions for improvement. And so we've withdrawn revision 1 and are proposing now a revision 2. And I'll drop the link to that in the chat. Okay, that's it now.
Cool. Thanks, Chris. Any questions for Chris before we move on? Great. So on to Zingo Labs with Zeno.
Hello. So let's see. We've been polishing off our release candidates. We've got a whole bunch of bugs fixed that I think Zino D is now in a releasable state. We got the back end stuff that Zale is using in position where Strahd was finally able to start testing with our new backend, and that shook loose a bunch more bugs in that. And we've got, I think, most of those finished off now. There might be another couple of those still being tidied. And then I think we will have, I think our 6th release candidate will be Xino release, maybe. Still too early to say that, but I'm hopeful for this one.
Questions for Hazel? Okay, thank you, Hazel. Zcash deprecation updates with Paku, ZF, Single Labs, and Zottle.
All right. So besides all the things that were mentioned, Zeno now supports Zebra 4.2. Thanks for the single folks who reviewed all my last minute PRs during today. And yeah, all the integration tests seem to pass. And now what I have left is to try to sync testnet with Sodal. We have already synced Zingo Lab and testnet really quickly. And now I'm running this manual test of syncing this old testnet wallet I have. And also today we met in Lightcline working group and decided if the next steps that we're going to take to build some tooling to have some metrics on parity between Zano D, Light Wallet API and Light Wallet D. So we kind of like drafted a roadmap or a road more than a roadmap or a path to deprecate Light Wallet D, and be sure that that's going well. So we're going to start working on that now. But Light Wallet D isn't going anywhere for now. So we're releasing a new version of it soon with updates. So attention, all the people running the run your own node program from our Emersonians team. You'll be seeing new software soon. And I hope we can also bring you folks ZynoD. I tested ZynoD on testnet, and the latest version that Hazel talked about really improved the sync speeds tremendously compared to its previous RC. So we're also working on optimizing and making Zeno faster, and crashing some bugs as well. So that's what's going on this end.
Any questions for Paku? Great, thank you. Kedit was Zcash shielded assets. Is anybody here from Kedit today? I don't think so. So we'll come back if somebody shows up. Next, research and implementation updates, Shielded Labs with network sustainability mechanism.
Perfect. Thank you. Yeah, so there's just a very quick update. The NSM ZIP234 and ZIP235 have been split into two PRs, two separate PRs with a smaller commit history, a little more tight focus. Both of those PRs are up, but there's an additional third PR, which is a minor refactor that came up through extra conversations, and that was just to remove deferred pool bound change from different types of blocks and calculate them on demand. There's more context in the PR, which I'll put in the chat, but those just need some eyes. The 234 PR is blocked by the minor refactor because it does actually simplify the 234 implementation. So just need some eyes on that. But that's about it on the NSM side.
Awesome. Thanks, Judah. Any questions for Judah? Great. On to Shielded Labs and Zottle with Crosslink trailing finality layer.
Yes, hello. Um, okay, so we are wrapping up the last milestone of our prototype phase. And so we're hoping to do a workshop in mid-April, 2 or 3 weeks from now. And the transition to the next phase is where we're going to start aiming for making the feature development networks more persistent and to enable users to be able to migrate state across them. So the thing we're going to start with is each we'll have networks we call seasons. Each season, we will deploy a new version of the software that will start with a consensus protocol similar to mainnet, and then it will activate the current version of the crosslink under development. But then also, we want to enable users to be able to migrate some state from the previous season to give it a sense of persistent history with the participants. And then along with that, we plan to have like a rewards program based on a donation of Zcash that we received from Vitalik. And yeah, so that's the goal. So we want to launch that in a couple of weeks. We intend to post more about our roadmap next week. I'm working on a post to the forum about some terminology we're using in Shielded Labs around test nets and also how we're thinking about test nets to see if some of those ideas are useful for other people or if we can collaborate with any folks on any of those. And that's sort of where we're at in the bigger picture. Some updates that we've been working on during this milestone. We are working on a new networking transport layer. And so this started because we wanted to improve how quickly we could do initial block sync. And when we started investigating how we might improve that with the networking layer, we began talking to different teams about to sort of do like speculative early requirements gathering. So we've talked to people from the Tachyon team, the Zebra team, and the NIM team about what we're thinking with this transport protocol and what sorts of needs they might have and how we might meet those needs. But that's not a primary goal. That's sort of early exploration for how this might be useful beyond Crosslink. And then we have the start of a tool that we're going to begin using to automate deploying these new seasonal networks. We're hoping that might be useful for other people who are deploying test nets. And then we have a zip PR that's totally a placeholder, and it does not. I made it yesterday just quickly to check something off, but I'm not following zip 0 process yet. But that should be you should see some placeholder zip work there next week. Yeah, so I think that's it for Crosslink. Any questions? Yeah.
Cool. Thanks, Nate. Up next, Shielded Labs with dynamic feeds.
Hey, folks. So we withdrew the existing dynamic fee zip just because that was required for the NU7 polling, and we're sort of regrouping and making a new roadmap. And where we're going to start is creating what I'm calling like a mainnet sensor or fee sensor. And I'm working on a fork of Zino that's going to have a new RPC endpoint called Z get standard fees or some such thing. And like dipping a sensor into a flowing river, I kind of wanted to start gathering fee statistics from mainnet, um, and seeing what information you can gain from that. So that's what I've started working on this week is implementing that endpoint in Zino. And we will also be publishing a more detailed and comprehensive roadmap in the next week or two, as to detailing sort of the rest of our thoughts on how we want to move forward with the dynamic fees. And that's all. Alfredo has a question.
Yeah, so I was wondering why Zaino was choosing to put the RPC there and why RPC and not gRPC maybe?
I thought it would be easier to do in an indexer rather than a full node. It just is a lighter lift. And as to RPC versus gRPC, I'm pretty agnostic to that. We can talk about that offline and
Yeah, so so the Zaino RPC endpoint is almost exactly the same as the Zebra one. It passed through all the functions to Zebra. So I'm not sure if that is going to keep going the case, but the Zaino I see main use case is as a library to Salad and as a gRPC endpoint to replace the wallet D. So I'm not really sure how much use the normal RPC has, but maybe I'm wrong. It's just a feeling I have.
Okay, I'll look more into that and let's connect on like Signal or something.
Sure.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions for Mark? Great, thank you, Mark. Open announcements. If you have any news or announcement you'd like to share, please raise your hand. Great. And then open discussion. If there's a topic you'd like to raise for open discussion, please raise your hand. We are all about efficiency today. Great. Thank you all very much. Next Arborist call will be... Oh, did somebody want to say something? All right, thank you. So next Arborist call, April 2nd, 2026 at 1500 UTC. Thanks you all
Alex.
very much for coming.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everybody. Take care.
Bye-bye. Thanks.
Have a good
Thanks,
night.
everybody.